Okay, so we are live. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to our daily overview call here at 11 p.m. Philippines time. It's about 10 a.m. Central US time, and I think we were just in Dubai. That's what time would that be? 7 p.m. And so I'm excited. We always have something brewing here at Divinfi. It's really so awesome what's been happening here the last several weeks. It's been about I think 6 weeks now since we actually went into pre-launch. We're still in pre-launch, and we got some really exciting things to share with you guys. If this is your first time watching this and viewing this information, the one thing I suggest is to keep your mind open because your mind is like a parachute. It works best if it's open. Okay. So that's the only thing, that's the only
Uh-huh.
requirement here. And then at the end of this, after viewing this information, you're going to be faced with a
No.
decision, right? All change in life comes down to a decision, single decision. So if you want your life to change, it really starts with a decision. And so here you're going to have the decision to be all in or all out. So regardless of what that is, be there, all in or all out. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Sam Hidja. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at Divinfi, and I get the honor and the privilege to share this info with you. But before I go into my presentation today, I'm going to share a quick video that you may or may not have seen. If this is your first time seeing this video, we're really proud of this. It's been it's been a couple of days, weeks actually in the making. It's really awesome and it's able to really encompass our mission, but then I'll go deeper into the information here. So just give me a few seconds. I'm gonna share this video with you guys and then we'll get into the meat and potatoes of today's information. So let's see. There you go. Okay. So three, two, one.
Witness the dawn of a new era in a world where consciousness and currency converge. Join Don Smith as he guides personal transformation. Introducing AI Polo, your gateway to financial freedom, where spiritual enlightenment meets financial abundance. Join our network and unlock infinite earning potential. Divinfi. Elevate your consciousness. Multiply your currency. Join the revolution today.
All right, awesome. So welcome to Divinfi, your freedom ecosystem. I'm going to get into it. And what our mission here is really helping the everyday person and more so the entire world. Okay, so our mission is a global mission. And let me see why my screen's not sharing. Okay, there it goes. So we have a global mission to help all 8 billion people here on Earth have freedom. And so what does freedom mean? There's four pillars. It's financial, location, time, and emotional freedom. And so that's exactly what I've always wanted in my life. Maybe you can relate. As a child, as a kid going into school, I didn't want to be a doctor or a lawyer or an astronaut or whatever. None of that stuff, it never popped up in my head. I just wanted to be free. I wanted to have this big lifestyle. And so at the very young age of 18, I got introduced to somebody, one of my first mentors. And, one of the most important things that I don't even believe that I know, it doesn't really matter about the things that you know. It's more about the connections that you have, right? It's more about who you know. And so I got introduced to this with my first mentor, and he showed me the ropes of the car business. I was buying cars in the United States and I was shipping them out to places like Dubai and Saudi Arabia, Africa, Dominican Republic, and so on and so forth. And at the age of 18, I earned my first six-figure income. So at that, 10 years, over 12, 10 years ago, like 12 years ago, I was earning six figures, which I mean, nowadays, six figures is really not much money, but back then it was pretty good, especially for an 18-year-old. And so I thought that was the end all be all. But then I realized that I still was missing a whole lot because I was working 80 hours a week. I was having to be in a specific location. Like I couldn't just go travel and earn income. Like I had to be in certain places. And so a couple years after that and leaving the car industry, I met this gentleman. He was a couple of years older than I, and he was living this lifestyle that was like in the movies where he was on private jets, flying all over. He retired his parents at a young age. He had three supercars. He was doing all of these things. And that really impressed me at the time, not so much now. And so I was like, hey, like I want to learn from you. So I literally like mirrored him for so long, months and months and months. Like I met him every single day. And through that experience, he introduced me to the industry of network marketing, where it completely shifted everything in my life. And then I got into affiliate marketing, direct sales, e-commerce, trading, rental arbitrage, and all of these different industries where I made and generated millions of dollars for myself. And I helped dozens and dozens of other people earn well over six figures. And so, I traveled to 25 different countries. I basically did what I wanted for like really, I was living off of residual income, which I'll tell you about a little bit more if you don't know what that is here in, the next couple of minutes. But I was living off of it for the last 8 years. And then I realized that that still wasn't it, right? Being quote unquote semi-retired by the age of 30 was not really fulfilling. Okay, so what ended up happening was in the second half of 2023, I had a huge wake-up call. Okay, I realized that I wasn't being fulfilled. There was still something that was missing. Okay, so at the time, I was traveling all over Asia, like Japan and a lot of Southeast Asia. I was married at the time. And what happened was I started to wake up every single morning with massive anxiety, depression, crazy panic attacks where I couldn't breathe. And it got really bad to the point where I'm literally thinking about committing suicide. So for some of you that know me and have met me, you were like, dude, that's no way. Like you're always the positive guy, but that's exactly where I was. I was literally thinking about jumping off the 48th story of the penthouse that I was in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And so I knew things had to change for me personally. And so, as humans, usually we are motivated by two things. It's either inspiration or desperation. And for me, I was extremely desperate. I was desperate for change. Even though I had the financial, the location, the time freedom, there was still something missing. And so I was desperate for something, for some kind of change. And I believe and I know that we are, all of us on this call, if you're watching this video, you are the creator of your life. Everything that you're creating in your life is a reflection of your inner worlds. So there was something within me that was creating all of this misfortune that was happening and that was about to happen. And what ended up happening was is I went through a divorce. Okay. I walked away from a very toxic relationship. And so it was really hard to do that. And after going through the divorce, I actually ended up getting myself put into jail in Bali, Indonesia, because I was an addict. I was abusing substances. I smoked weed every single day for 12 years, and I needed it so bad that I took it on an international flight from Thailand to Bali, Indonesia, where it's highly illegal. And they put me in jail for 6 days. and then 17 days in a rehab facility. I had to go through that, or else they would have considered me a smuggler and given me the death sentence. And then I had to pay them $50,000 US just to get out of that situation. So it was this crazy situation that really made me reflect on what was going on within me. So after getting out of jail, I had a call from my buddy Jamie, who's the CEO of this system that I'm introducing you to, this consciousness and this currency system called Divinfi. And so he calls me and he's like, "Hey, you need to come to the Philippines and you need to meet this guy, Don." Don was Jamie's mentor, and Don basically had been working with the elite of the elite for the last 44 years, utilizing his transformational program that he pieced together. And so some of Don's clients are like, I mean, they're next level kind of people, like Olympic athletes in 15 different sports. He's worked with the BlackBerry guys that created the BlackBerry phone. He worked with 60 plus of their C-class executives. They were paying him $125,000 for a 2-hour session in groups. He also was working with many, many multi-billionaires. And some of these guys paid him $1 million for a single session. There's this one guy, I was actually just on the phone with Don not too long ago, was coming from the mall, and he calls me and we're having a chat, and he's like telling me how he has all these clients that are lining up for him because he's still in Dubai, which we were just there like a couple of days ago. And like there's all of these multimillionaires and billionaires that are asking for Don services. And he was sharing with them this one story of a guy named Tim. This guy, Tim, was a multi billionaire. He was so wealthy, he had his own 100 million plus. It was over $100 million jet. Okay. And so he had all the money, he had all the time, all the finances, like all of that, right? He was at the highest levels of echelon, right? So the 0.0001% type deal, which we think that's gonna be the end all be all, and that's what we need, which it might be a part of it. But this guy Tim was going through his own self-created hell where he had such massive anxiety, depression, and he had such severe panic attacks that he wasn't able to get on his own private jet for over 6 months. He wasn't able to fly his own private jet for over 6 months. He was also going through a divorce. Okay, so he ends up hiring Don. He pays him $1 million for a 2-hour session. And what this guy Tim experiences completely sets him free. He no longer has the anxiety, the depression, the panic attacks. The divorce is no longer on the table. His business is flourishing. And to this day, he's living in complete bliss. So this is the kind of level Don was playing at. And so I got the chance to meet him in the Philippines and be mentored by him personally, one-on-one, in person for months and months. And still to this day, I still work with him on a personal level. And so Don helped me tremendously, right? I was dealing with the anxiety, the panic attacks, the depression, the suicidal thoughts. I had several addictions, like I mentioned. One of them was marijuana. Some other ones was sex. I would have several girlfriends at one time. You know, I was addicted to money. I was addicted to travel. I was addicted to people pleasing and validation. And really all an addiction is finding your worth in something outside of you, and you need it so much that you can't go without it. That's what an addiction is. And that was where I was, you know, and so Don in this 2-hour session completely set me free. And so I'm going to share a little bit more with you on how this process works and how powerful this process is. So there's this chart. It's called the chart of consciousness. And it was created by a guy named Dr. Hawkins, who wrote a book called Power versus Force. And so in this book, and basically what this chart explains is that all of our emotions, they are on a level on a consciousness scale. So the scale goes from a 0 to 1,000. So shame, the emotion of shame, operates at a level 20. Fear is at 100. Courage is 200. Love is 500. Enlightenment is 700 to 1,000. So for reference, Hitler, the founder of the Nazi Party, which we all know what he did, he was operating at this level right here, a level 50. And the reason why he did what he did was simply because of the level of consciousness that he was on. Because it is a universal law. It is a universal law. It's called the law of correspondence. As within, so without. As above, so below. The things that we experience on the inside world, they manifest on the outside world. So if you look at the description of apathy, it's despair and hopelessness. That's exactly what the people that were victimized by Hitler were feeling. Desperate and hopeless. Okay? Now, for another reference point, enlightenment. All the great teachers, all the great masters, whether it's Moses, Jesus, Abraham, Muhammad, Zoroaster, Krishna, all of them, they were at a level 1,000. And what they knew and what they were teaching us and what they were preaching was that enlightenment was our natural state. You and I's natural state. This is our natural state. And if you don't believe me, just take a minute to think about if you've ever been in the room when a baby's born, how much light comes into that room. It is beyond words, the miracle that happens when a baby's born. And that is the state that every single person on earth, that's our natural state. But what happens is there's a moment in time before the age of 7, all the way to whenever you were in your mother's womb, where you created this sabotage program because of some kind of trauma. It doesn't necessarily have to be abuse. It could simply be you falling off of the bike when you were young. Or maybe it's you hearing your mother and father arguing in the other room. It could be that simple. For me personally, my first trauma, or the first trauma, I should say, the first trauma, because it's not mine, it is a trauma that I experienced. It started in the womb of my mother. So before I was even born, that was when I started to play small. That is when I started to create these toxic patterns. Okay, but after doing Don's process, I realized who I truly am. And I started to operate from my infinite God energy. I started to attract all of the right people, all the right circumstances, all at the right time. And I wasn't sabotaging myself anymore, because a lot of us will create something beautiful. We'll create something amazing. But then what happens is we start to operate from these self-sabotaging programs because we no longer feel like we're worthy for it. So we figure out a way to get rid of it before we can be in our full expression of who we truly are. Okay, so I want you to imagine being at the bottom of the ocean, and attached to you, you have this anchor, and you're trying to swim up to the top of the ocean, which would be enlightenment. And every single time you swim up, let's say you get to courage, this anchor brings you back down. You swim up 20%, 30%, the anchor brings you back down. So what Don does is he helps you get rid of this energetic anchor that is holding you down in these lower levels of consciousness. And he helps you realize, because it's all you, he helps you realize how you can naturally float to the top. It's your natural state, it's your authentic state. And the funny thing is most people on earth today is operating at under a 210. So you tell me, if you were taking a test and you got a 21%, right? 210 out of 1,000, how well are you doing? Most people in their entire life in their entire lifetime. They only go up 5 points in the consciousness scale. And we're talking, I mean, I was at a level 125 when I met Don. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds of points in the consciousness scale over really it's 2 hours, but really it's instantly. So this is the most powerful process on planet Earth today. And I can say that confidently because I mean, I've literally did and tried all the personal development programs. I've read thousands of books and audio. I've listened to audio tapes. I've gone to seminars and workshops and transformational workshops and energy work. And I did the plant medicine, right? The mushrooms, the acid, the DMT, like all of that. Don, I used to call it plant medicine, and Don is like, he's like, they're not plant medicine, Sam. You call it what it is. They're plants with drugs in them. So it's just what it is, right? You want to do your ayahuasca? Cool. But just realize it doesn't matter how many times you do it. If you don't get rid of that energetic anchor, after a couple of days, you're going to just come back down and you're going to go back to your natural state because of the energetic anchor. So the only real solution is to go to the very first root, get rid of it, and now operate from your infinite potential. Okay, so if you're watching this and you're like, how do I do Don's process? Well, Don does 2 transformations a week. And you guys are lucky because when I did this process with Don, he charged me $15,000. And guess what? It was 100% worth it. I'm going to show you how you can get that for pennies. Okay, literally pennies. So Don's transformation is every Tuesday and every Thursday. The Tuesdays are for new clients. The Thursdays are for existing clients. And so I'll show you how you can get access to this transformation here in a couple of minutes. So this is the consciousness side. And the reason why I started off with this is because I'm going to show you a way to create infinite income. There's a way to earn infinite income here at Divinfi, but it's really important that you stop playing small. You stop operating from your victim sabotage programs. Well, guess what? 99% of the world is operating from this. It doesn't matter where you're at. The highest level people, like that billionaire, Tim, he's still operating from there. So it doesn't matter how much personal development you did. I'm just going to tell you straight, you need Don's process. You need Don's process. So you do Don's process so that way, whenever you do have an opportunity to create infinite income, you can now actually take full advantage of your infinite power and play big. So you can stop playing small, stop sabotaging yourself. So let's get into the currency side of things. So, nowadays, people trust AI so much. They trust it so much that they get in their Tesla, they put it on autopilot, and they let the car drive them to and from work. So it's time for us to trust AI enough to let it grow our bank accounts. And so we have a product that lets you do exactly that. It's called Apollo. And so Apollo is an AI that actually uses deep learning technology so it gets better and smarter over time. And it's doing 20 to 50% a month on your own crypto exchange. So we have 3 crypto exchanges that we work with. So there's Binance, Bybit, and Kraken. Okay, those 3 exchanges. And it does a simple API. So the API is into your own crypto exchange. There's no one you need to send the money to. You have full control of your money at all times. And so it just does this connection. We get you on a call with our onboarding agent. She onboards you, she connects you, and it basically trades money for you every single day, every single week, every single month. And so it's really amazing because I've been looking for something like this for a while. I never found anything legitimate, but what we found is this guy that developed it, he had been developing it since 2017. We met him at the Dubai Crypto Expo. And some of his clients, they were depositing millions of dollars. The minimum to deposit with his clients was 100,000 US dollars. But what we said is like, hey, his name is John. We have a whole interview with him. Like, hey, John, we want to bring this to our community So can you lower the minimum? So he said, okay, instead of 100,000, I'll let you get in at 10,000. We're like, John, that's a little bit too much. Can you bring it down? Can you do 1,000? So he said, yes, we can do 1,000, but the caveat is I need to do a profit split with your people. So the way that it works is if you start with $1,000, you are splitting your profits 50-50 with the developer. So let's say you had $1,000 in an account, it did 20%, that's $200 profit. You take 100, he takes 100. It does 50% on $1,000 account, you take 250, he takes 250. Very simple. And you're the one that has to send him when you do the onboarding. They'll give you the crypto address for you to send the money to the developer. It's sometime between the 20th, and the 25th of every single month. So I'm going to talk about compound interest because this is really interesting. And Albert Einstein, he talks about it. He says compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. So I'm going to talk about the power of compounding and how powerful this really is. If you've never seen this, I'm going to show you a compounding calculator, and it's going to blow your mind. Okay, so let's see. What I want you to think about our AI is like a savings account on steroids. Okay, so the reason why I say this is because right now it's imperative that you start to think about what's happening in the world with the US dollar, right? The US dollar is quote unquote, the currency of the most powerful country in the world, supposedly. I don't know if I believe that, but the US dollar is actually pegged, or every other currency, whether it's the Australian dollar, the New Zealand dollar, the peso, the euro, all of the different currencies, they're pegged to the US dollar. So what happens on the US dollar affects the entire world. Okay, so the US dollar is losing 1% a month. So after a year, you're losing 12% on your money. So having your money saved in a savings account is literally the worst thing that you could do today. It is the worst thing you could do today. So I'm going to show you a way where you can actually start to compound your money instead of lose money. And so let's say you started your investment with $1,000 initially. You can always top it up, meaning you put more on it, or you can withdraw at any time. You're in complete control. You can do whatever you want. So let's say you did 10% because the range is from 20 to 50%. And just to clarify, it's not a guaranteed profit of 20 to 50%. Could it do less than 20%? Sure. Could it do more than 50%? Yes. It actually did 51% in the last 4 weeks. So it can do more than 50%. But let's say you did 10% and after the profit split, it's 10%. Okay. Or I mean 20%, and then after the profit split, it's 10%. Okay, so 10% per month. So $1,000 at 10% a month, and you compounded it for 5 years. Okay, you compounded it for 5 years. So to go from $1,000 to 2,000, to double it from 1,000 to 2,000, it would take you 8 months. After 5 years, you would have $304,481.64. Now you're probably like, how the heck does that happen? I'm going to show you the power of compounding right now. So if you could take a look here, let me try to, oh, there it goes. Okay, awesome. So first month, or the month 0, like right when you start, you have $1,000. Okay, now you do 10% on that 1,000. You do 100% interest. So you've accrued $100 in interest. You now have $1,100 total balance. Now you're doing 10% on the 1,100. You've now had 110% interest in your second month. You've accrued $210 in interest. Okay, so from 1,000 to 1,210 by month 2. By month 3, you've done $121 in interest that month. You've got a total of $331 interest, so you're at 1,331. Fast forward month 6, you're doing $161.05 on the 6th month. You've accrued $771.56, so you're at $1,771.56, which is, it's, as you can tell, it starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger. By month 8, you've almost done $200 in interest for the month. Okay, so you're now at $2,143.59. So you more than doubled your account within 8 months. Now let's fast forward a little bit. First year, month 12, you're at $3,138 total. It's starting to get juicier and juicier month after month. Let's look at month 24, 2 years in. You're at $895.43 in that 1 month. You've already earned almost $9,000. You're at a total of $9,849.73. 36 months in, you're earning $2,810 in that 1 month. You've already earned almost $30,000 in interest total, and you're at a balance of $30,912.68. Now, month 48, you're earning $8,819 in a single month just off of the interest, and you've already accumulated $96,000. You have a total balance of $97,017.23. Now, month 60, this is crazy. Like, as you can tell, it starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Month 60, you earn $27,680 in a single month just off of the $1,000 investment. You have a total balance of you've earned $303,481.64, and you have a total balance of $304,481.64. So this is the power of compounding. This is the power of compounding. And Albert Einstein was a smart guy. He knew what he's talking about. So you're not only, and this is the thing, if you don't want to do Apollo, that's fine. What I would encourage you to do is to find a vehicle that's at least giving you 1% a month, because if not, you're losing money. Your money is literally losing value every single month. So find something, and we're talking 10 times what you would be losing. So, I mean, I've never seen anything as good as this. So yeah, now let's talk about being an entrepreneur and an investor. We all know this guy, or maybe if you don't, his name is Robert Kiyosaki. He's wrote a couple of books. This is his second book. It's called Cash Flow Quadrant. And his third book was called The Business of the 21st Century, which I'll mention here in just a little bit. But in the Cash Flow Quadrant, he talks about there's 4 ways that you can earn income. You can be an employee, right? So you work a job. So if you're working a job, you work 8 hours, you get paid for 8 hours. Okay. So let's say you work at a smoothie shop, right? You work from 9 to 5, you get paid from 9 to 5, you work 8 hours. Cool. Now, one day you're like, oh, you know what? I want to open up my own smoothie shop. And so you open up a smoothie shop. Now you don't have a job anymore, but you actually own a job. And the thing about this is that you are the lifeblood of the business. Even if you have a couple of employees, you still have to be there. You don't have any leverage. You get paid based off of your time and effort still. And this is the same thing for me. When I was in the car business, or when I was doing door-to-door sales, or any of these things, I didn't have much leverage. I was still getting paid based upon my own efforts. Okay, so this is where 95% of the world actually is getting paid off of. Now, if you want to be financially free, you need to shift from the left side to the right side. So this is where leverage starts to happen. So as a business owner, you're getting paid off of leverage. So quick example, Elon Musk, we know who he is. He has approximately 100,000 employees. Let's say they work 8 hours a day for him. So if you multiply 8 hours times 100,000, that is 800,000 hours that he's leveraging every single day. Okay, so that is the power of being a business owner. You have a system, and a system just simply stands for saving yourself some time, energy, money. So he has a system and he's able to leverage other people's time and efforts. And as an investor, you also leverage, but you're not leveraging people as time and efforts. You're leveraging your own money. Your money is making you money. So with Apollo, you can become an investor where it used to take you hundreds of thousands of dollars to be an investor. Now you can do it with minimum $1,000. Okay, and we'll show you a way to become a big business owner, have the same kind of leverage without all the overhead, by the way. And you can be an investor and you can start to move from this side, if you're still on this side, to this side of the financially free quadrant. So if you want to get started with us, we have one package. It's called the Freedom Pack because what we're really offering you guys is a chance at freedom with Don's process giving you the emotional freedom, which really just opens up the entire everything for you. And it opens up the entire world because, like I said, your internal world dictates your external world. So with Don's process, it really opens up so many possibilities for you. And then with Apollo, we give you the best of the best investing tool so you can start to make money, whether you're at the beach, traveling with your family, or even if you're still working a job, you can still be earning income hands-free. So to get started with the Freedom Pack, it's $149 startup, and then it's $99 per month after you start to experience this amazing ecosystem and you start to get pumped up. You're going to want to share it with people. Just like if you're at, you have an awesome meal or you watch a great movie, you're going to refer people. So here, if you refer 3, you get your membership for free. So let's say you get your mom, your dad, your brother to use the membership. Your membership is completely free. Now, if you want to earn a infinite income, we do have a lucrative partnership program that is in the field of network marketing. And so what network marketing is instead of utilizing traditional marketing methods like billboards, commercials, advertisements, all of these different ways that you pay millions and millions of dollars, instead of doing that, what we do is we pay people like you and I to spread it via word of mouth, right? So you can actually build a business by making some connections and bringing them into the ecosystem. And it's really that simple. So you can actually earn an infinite income potential. Our compensation plan starts at $100 a month, all the way up to $4 million every single month. Absolutely amazing. Secondly, you can earn a weekly residual income. So we do have a weekly residual income where you can basically set it up one time and you can get paid over and over and over and over again, if not forever, right? So my other business is in the real estate sector. So real estate's a really good way to create residual income, but it takes a lot of overhead. It takes a lot of work as well. And so if you wanted to, let's say, make $500 in residual income in the real estate world, you would need to leverage $250,000 to buy a home. You take that home, let's say the mortgage was $1,500 a month. You rent it out to someone for $2,000. Now you're making $500 every single month when he pays his rent. But sometimes people don't pay the rent. Sometimes the roof needs to be replaced. Sometimes the toilet breaks. Sometimes someone breaks into the house. Guess who's responsible? You are. You have to pay, and there goes your residual income for 5-6 months. So I think that what we have, not even I think, I know what we have is a lot better, especially with the fact that where the world is in technology. And that's what I was talking about. Robert Kiyosaki, he says in his 3rd book that the business of the 21st century is going to be network marketing. And that's why we chose this model, because it really is the fairest model where we share the profits with our community. Actually, 80% of the profits go to our partners. And thirdly, there are no qualifications or experiences needed. It doesn't matter about your resume. It doesn't matter about your schooling, if you were a good student or a bad student. I mean, personally, I never paid attention in class. I was that kid for my whole elementary, middle school, high school, where I was either sleeping or talking. Okay, they told me that I had ADHD, and I heard this a while ago, and it just stuck with me. It's like ADHD just stands for a dude has dreams, and I definitely had dreams because I was either dreaming in my sleep or daydreaming. So I was just dreaming about this huge, amazing lifestyle, and I'm so glad that I didn't go through that traditional schooling because I mean that's a whole other conversation. I wouldn't, but basically they brainwash you to be a, should I say it? They brainwash you to be a slave. Okay, I'm just gonna say it straight up. They literally are brainwashing you to be a slave. Okay, I've said it. So, and it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if you went to Yale. It doesn't matter if you went to jail. And I've been to jail. I've been to jail. I'm not. I'm not too proud to admit it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have a PhD or you have a felony. Either way, you have the same capabilities to come in and create something amazing here at Divinfi. Now, there are team building incentives, so you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. So you have a whole ecosystem that is here to support you. And so I'm going to go into the next part, which is the compensation plan. This is how you're going to create an infinite income. And so there's a couple of qualifications. Number one, the rank name. This would be like your corporate role, your network size. This is the total network that you've created. And as a business owner, it doesn't matter what business, the only way that you actually get paid is by creating a network. So imagine your family doctor. How does he get paid? He has let's say he has 100 patients and they work or they come see him every 2 to 3 months. So every time they come see him, every time they buy prescription medication, he gets paid. He just built a network of clients. Doesn't matter what business, if you're a lawyer, if you're a health coach, if you're a gym owner, does not matter. You're all creating a network of clients. Okay, now there's the second qualification, which is the personal referrals. These are the people that you personally bring into the system. So those are the two qualifications. Now there's 3 ways that you get paid. And then a fourth way, which I'll talk about later. This is for the leaderships. And so there's the weekly payout. So you get paid every single week on Monday. So after 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, we start to process the payouts. There's a one-time rank bonus. So this is what you get. It's a bonus just for hitting the rank. It's paid out once a month. So let's say you hit whatever the Connector 200, you're getting a $200 bonus. You hit it in your first month, you would get that bonus the second month. Pretty awesome. Now, the last way is called the direct bonus. And normally what we do is we pay people out $50 per membership. So the person that you directly bring into the membership, you get $50. But until pre-launch is over, we're giving you a double up bonus. So we're giving you $100 per membership. And this is actually paid out daily. So if you bring someone into the membership today, you get paid today. It's pretty awesome. Okay, so we do daily pay. We have a daily pay, we have weekly pay, and then you have a monthly pay technically. So let's say you want to hit inviter. First rank inviter. The way you get to inviter, you need 3 total. 2 need to be on your left team. 1 need to be on your right. It's a binary, if you know what that means. It's just 2 teams, left team, right team. So out of these 3 total, you need 2. So 1 on your left, 1 on your right. So let's say it's your mom and your dad, and then your dad brought in his brother. Congratulations, you have 3 total. You are now an inviter. You're getting paid $25 a week, which is $100 a month. Let's say you did this in your first month. You got paid $100 off of your weekly payout, and then you got paid $100 for your 2 referrals. So that's $200 total. Awesome. So I'm sorry, that's 300 total. 200 here and then 100 here. That's 300 total in your first month. Now connect to 200. You need 4 on your left, 4 on your right. That's 8 total. Out of these 8, you need 2, which is still your mom and your dad. And actually, you only need 2 all the way down to the 4th rank. So to hit connect to 200, all you have to do is focus on inviter. And this is the building block of the entire compensation plan. This is the, Rome was built one brick at a time. So you focus on this rank, you help every single person on your team hit inviter. So you help them hit inviter, them to hit inviter. Now you have 4 on your left, 4 on your right. That's 8 total. You only brought 2 in. You're getting paid $50 a week, which is $200 a month. And then you get a one-time bonus of $200. Awesome. Connector 500 is 10 on your left, 10 on your right. You only brought 2. You're getting paid $125 a week, which is $500 a month. And then you get a one-time bonus of $500. And I just want to shout out Mr. Tui. He hit this rank right here. And literally in his first couple of weeks in the system. He's an amazing example of servant leadership. He's helping all of his people rank up. He actually just got his brother William to inviter, and then his cousin Max to connector 200, and then he has, I don't know how many people are ranking up in his team in Australia and New Zealand. So congratulations to you, Tui. And I know that you're right around the corner. You're getting ready to hit connector 900 and beyond. And so at 500, connector 500, there's a couple of really interesting things that I want to state. Number one, you're earning $500 in residual income per month. Remember what I told you about real estate? It would take you leveraging over $250,000 just to create $500 in residual income. Well, you already surpassed that basically at connector 500. All you did is refer to, help everybody refer there to, and then now you're at $500 in residual income. Now, the second thing I want to show you and kind of paint the picture for you is if you didn't have $1,000 to put into Apollo, now you do, because you got paid $500 a month, and then you get a one-time bonus of $500. You take that money, throw it into Apollo. Now you're getting paid passive income off of Apollo and residual income off of the plan. Okay, so it's pretty awesome. We have a way for everybody to now start to create financial freedom here. So connection 900, 20 on your left, 20 on your right. That's 40 total. You brought $225 a week, which is $900 a month, and then a one-time bonus of $900. Okay, now connector 1500. I'm gonna start running through these next couple of ranks, but the only thing that you need to change is after here, now you need to start referring some more people personally. So you can get all the way to 900 with 2. Now to hit 1500, you need 4 total. 2 on your left, 2 on your right. That's 4 total. Out of the 80, you only brought 4. You're getting paid $375 a week, which is $1,500 a month, and then you get a one-time bonus of $1,500. Pretty awesome. Okay, 3K a month, 5K a month, so on and so forth. And you can play part-time where you're earning $500 a month. That's cool. You can go big time. Okay, you can go big time, earning $9,000 a month. Or you can go full-time playing earnings $9,000 a month, or you can go big time playing earning $25,000 a month. 50, 75, 100,000. Doesn't matter, it's up to you. Okay, so at $9,000 a month, you need 3 on your left, 3 on your right, so on and so forth, and then 375 on your left, 375 on your right. You're earning $9,000 a month. Okay, cool, awesome. So there's one more way you get paid. It starts at speaker 25K and beyond. And so it's called the global pool bonus. And what we do is we take 1% of all the sales and we put it into a pool, and that's split amongst the number of shares. So let's say there's $1 million in the pool and there's 10 shares. 10 divided by 1,000,000 is 100,000. So per share that you had, you would have an extra $100,000 per month. So at speaker 25K, you're earning $25,000 a month. You get an extra 100,000 per month. Now, at master 750K and beyond, you have 2 shares, so you'd get an extra 200,000 on top of the 750 million, 2 million, $4 million that you're earning every single month. Okay, now maybe you're like, I don't know if I could do this. There are 2 things I want to say. Number one, this is why you have to do Don's process, because you being fearful of not being able to do this is your paradigm. It's the old programming. you operating from this level of fear. So doing Don's program is going to break you free, help you transcend fear, get into your infinite potential, and now you can start to create. And the second thing is an example of how I know you can do it because I've seen it happen time and time again. I had a girl by the name of Tiffany. She worked with me in another company 8 years ago, and she was very much an introvert. She told me this up front. And so she got started. She was a waitress earning $2,000 a month. She knew she had to change things in her life. And so she got started with us. And by the way, that company um, is nowhere near as amazing as what we have here. And it was a lot more expensive buy-in. It was like $600 and $1,300 to buy in. And so she got in, she got started, and within 3 months, without ever doing a single presentation, she hit over $15,000 a month. She never did a single presentation until about 9 months into the business because what I told her was, look, you don't need to present. All you need to do is master your invitation and bring people to the presentation. Get the most butts in the seats. So she would invite people to our local meetings at Starbucks. She would invite people to the Zoom calls. And pretty soon she was earning $50,000 a month. Her mom and her uncle both, they were earning over $10,000 every single month. So if they could do it, you could do it. All you have to do is plug into the system. We do these calls twice a day. And so you just plug in and then you are able to earn off of the system and just by leveraging our system. So we are in pre-launch right now. So this is extremely important because when it comes to business, it's all about timing, timing, timing. I don't really consider this a business. I consider this a mission, and we want to help raise humanity's consciousness. We just so happen to attach an MLM plan to it. So there is a business component to it. And so, when it came to business, it's always about timing. And I'll give you an example. If you took every single iPhone since the beginning of its launch and you had purchased them, you would have about $20,000 USD. Okay, you'd have $20,000. If you took that same money and you invested it at the very beginning, if you were at the right place at the right time, whenever Apple was launching, and you invested that money into their stock, you'd have $200 million today. So you have that same level of opportunity right here with Divinfi. I don't know where you are at, but I know where we're going to be. This is going to be $1 trillion ecosystem. And so we want you to be a part of it. And so if you do resonate with this, just know that this is more than just a financial system. It's a movement towards both financial freedom and personal empowerment. So if you align, all you need to do is get back to the person that invited you, and you're going to ask them for their unique link so they get the credit for inviting you to the system. If you're on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube or any of the other streaming platforms, message the person that you're watching this video on and we'll help you get started. So we hope that you see the vision and you align so you can join us today. And I'm going to announce a couple of promotions, just two more promotions. We have the double up bonus where we're giving you double the bonus on the direct commissions. And we have two more. So two more cool prizes. So we have if you come in and you bring 10 people directly into the ecosystem before August the 18th, this is not correct. It's not August 15th. This should be August 18th. You're going to get a brand new GoPro. If you bring 20 directly, you're going to get a brand new iPhone. If you bring 30 directly, you're going to get a brand new MacBook. So it doesn't matter if there's 1,000 people. Everyone has the ability to qualify. And so I really hope you guys take advantage of this. Personally, I'm already at 25 directs, so 5 more and I get the MacBook. I'm super excited because it's been a while since I bought a MacBook. And we have one more promotion. We are giving away some hotels and some flights. So if you hit the rank of Connector 1500, you're going to get a 3-day, 2-night stay at the hotel where we're having our first Divinfi event in October, mid-October. And if you hit Connector 3000, you're going to get an all-inclusive. So we're going to pay for your flight, hotel, and VIP access to the event. And so I really look forward to seeing you guys there. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is where really like things shift. You know, events are so important. And not many people are going to say that they were at the very first Divinfi event. If you want to stay connected with us and you want to just stay in the loop with all things Divinfi, scan this QR code and follow us on Telegram. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Those are the best 3 platforms to just stay in the loop. And what I'll do now is I'll open it up for any questions so I can make sure that you have all the information to make a aligned decision. Caesar, Gilbert, other Caesar, Velasquez. There's 2 Caesars here today. Awesome. Any questions, fellas?
No questions. Everything was pretty straightforward. Sounds really amazing. And I actually believe I just joined last night or the night before. So I'm super excited for the journey.
Let's do it, bro. Look at that smile, Caesar. Love it.
Thank you. No, I don't have any I don't have any questions. Everything was straight up.
Awesome, bro. Yeah, we'll connect here after and we'll talk some more. What's up, Gilbert? How you doing, bro? Hey.
I would just like to add that I'll say this. I've seen a lot of programs in my lifetime. I actually started listening to programs like this when I was probably like 4 years old. So that was kind of really born into entrepreneurship and learning about programs on how to make your life better. This is some really incredible stuff. So hopefully you guys are excited and yeah, just keep crushing and keep loving it.
Can we get a Gilbert Howell?
299, bro. What's that? Inflation tax. Just kidding. Woo! Get it.
I feel like I've seen Gilbert before.
Yeah, we have some awesome stuff that we have not even told you about. Like this whole ecosystem is going to be on the blockchain. And so for some of the people that have done network marketing in the past, one of the biggest things is that they constantly get manipulated. Like the owners end up like shifting the entire downline, moving them. Like you build a business and then you want to do something else. They get mad and they're like, no, we cut your check or whatever. So we wanted to really make that obsolete so it can never be manipulated. So we're building the entire ecosystem on the blockchain. It's never been done. So in the next like 6 to 8 weeks, that's what the developer said. It should be completely ready. And then we're going to have a smart contract. So not only are we going to have daily pay, we're actually doing instant pay. So as soon as someone pays, you get paid. Like literally, yes.
But wait, there's more.
There's more.
Okay, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah, so it's pretty awesome, you know, and like we're having it set up where it's not only just crypto, it will actually be a fiat to crypto payment rail and then crypto to fiat. So you can pay with your credit card or debit card and it'll convert to crypto, then pay you out either crypto or fiat, either way, and then vice versa. So it's really awesome. And we're making sure that this is not just 5-10 years. This is actually generational. We're doing everything in our power to make sure that this lasts. And you can literally create an income that's gonna be passed down, you know, from generation to generation. So it's really exciting. And actually we just sent out some commissions yesterday. It's really awesome. You know, like I mean, I've been a part of a lot of things like Caesar. And I know Gilbert's done some. I know actually everyone on this call has done something in this area, and you know it's just insane. You know, we're literally just sharing. It doesn't feel like we're having to force anyone here. This is what it is. And yesterday I got some commissions. I remember back at my first or the last job I ever did, I mean, I just got paid 3 months worth of work of what I would have got paid at my job. And I'm just sharing this. It's just fun, and like I have my other business, but this is literally way more fulfilling. And I mean, it's simple. I mean, so please mute your line, please. Yeah, so it's exciting. It's really exciting what we're creating here. And we have so many people. I think on the list of commissions that we paid out, there was probably the second run, I think 15 or 16 people. So it's starting to ramp up, So we're looking forward to helping the world have true freedom. Hopefully you're on the ride with us. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
You mind if I add something? Earlier you said something about, just invest into something that gives you 1% interest. I personally would recommend 5 to 10% within a year because of inflation and taxes. Most people don't put that into consideration, but I was a life and health insurance agent, so I kind of learned like the ins and outs about some of that stuff. But I just wanted to throw it out there. But 5%, 5 to 10% is a lot better than 1%. Because
I was
of
saying
inflation.
1% a month, so that would total out to 20% a year.
Oh yeah, that's as long as it's more than 10% in a year, you're good. But 20 to 50 in a month, that's crazy.
Bro,
You
I
know what
did
I mean?
51% this month.
What? Sorry, repeat that. What was that again?
Bro, it
Sorry, I
did
thought
51% while, this is the crazier part. It did 51% while the crypto market took a 25% dip.
well, it's learning how to scalp everything from both ends, from the losses and from the gains. Yeah, I have some friends that have some stuff like that too, but it's not like this. So it's not that much interest compared to this. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I hope it continues, and looking forward to the journey, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you for the heads up.
Yeah, for sure. And we're actually, one more thing, we are actually developing our own AI. So we're gonna continue to do everything in our power to make this the best that it can be, because we're using someone else's AI, which is great. It's awesome. But we're actually having some developers develop our own Divinfi AI. So until that one's better than this one, we'll continue to use this. But yeah, we're
That's a great start, great platform to be at, and then it's gonna help out once we get the platform going. It's gonna cut a lot of the middleman stuff. So the 50% it'd be like, you know what I mean? It'd go, the other 50% will go back into the ecosystem or back into it's people as well too, or whatever you guys choose. That's dope.
exactly, that's why we wanted to do it, because it's like we'd rather have the partners take the 50% rather than the developer. So I mean, regardless, it's still great, but it'd be awesome for you to have the full pie.
Yeah. Be nice to know where that pie is going. So it helps out,
Yeah,
man. So all these infrastructures, it's beautiful to see how it's growing and panning out. And congratulations, Tui, and everybody who's been the right people. Coming, I'm sure.
let's do it, bro. By the way, if you're watching this and you haven't updated your bank details, make sure to update them and your profile so we can get you paid.
Okay, I
I
think I
think
just
you're
saw
one
that.
of them, Gilbert. I put a message in there for you because you're supposed to get paid, but we need your bank details and all that.
All right, I'll make sure to send them out today. Appreciate you, brother.
Awesome.
Thank you. Have a beautiful. Woo! Get it.
Divinity out. You guys. Love.